So every year for the last 2 or 3 years, we have been putting out a whole plethora of Phonk VST plugins and loop kits. And this year is going to be no different, but stick around even if you don't make Phonk, because the VST in today's video could still be for you. So here is a quick brief overview of what Phonk is, just in case you've not seen any of my previous videos. Phonk music is a subgenre of hip hop that emerged from the southern United States. It is characterized by its use of 1990s hip hop influences, chopped and screwed vocals, repetitive loops, and heavy use of samples from old Memphis rap songs. Also, if you spend any time on Instagram Reels or TikTok, you might come across this genre as well, as it has a tendency to go viral.
Concentrate.
So let's kick it off by showing the VST plugin. Of course, this pack comes with a VST plugin as well as a loop kit. And who better to explain the VST plugin to you than the guy that helped me create it, Razor?
Are we on?
Yeah.
This light is bright as f. How are you not blind? So here's our new VST plugin. It comes preloaded with some factory presets. This is the default one, but you can access by clicking on the name, and there are some cowbells in there. Choose one like this, or you can cycle through using the left and right arrows within that bank, or you can change banks like this, pick one, and then you can cycle through. There's also basses in there, the same deal. And there's also a bank at the bottom with all the presets in, so that you can cycle through all of them in one if you prefer that way. So let's show you some of the presets. And then every sample you've got, every preset that you've got, you can use these built-in effects. So there is a low pass and a high pass filter. It shows you the frequency range when you move it. There's the reverb, which is the convolution reverb up here. Choose the reverb type from the drop down, or you can cycle through with the left and right arrows. There's a standard ADSR envelope as well. You can add saturation, particularly good for bass patches. You can't overwrite the factory presets, but you can add your own. So if you tweak some of the parameters and want to save it as a default, you can add your own bank. And once you're inside that bank, you can add your own preset, and then it's there recalled for next time. So you've got the original and your version. You can rename, delete and add at that point, but you can't overwrite. There's also a gain built into the plugin, so the little zip on the character here, if you hover over it, it says gain, and you can move it up or down.
Let me just jump back in there, because another thing I love about this plugin is the fact you can throw in your own sounds as well. Simply click the sample here and it will turn into the one-shot mode. That means you can throw in your own sounds in here. So let me just throw in this kalimba, simple drag and drop, or you can double click and you can open a folder to wherever your sounds are. As you can see here, when you throw in your own one shot, it will just play the one tone, the one note. Because you have to assign it a key. I know this one shot is C, so I'm going to click C here, and then that will make it playable. which opens a door for literally any genre. You can make anything using this, since you can throw in your own sounds as well. And then obviously you can use our parameters like the saturate, reverb, etc, etc. Most one shots will be set to C already, but for the ones that are not, like this one here, set to G. Sounds a bit dry when you first throw it in, so you can splash it with a bit of reverb if you like. Click here off and on for the reverb. Turn it up a little bit here on the zip. Maybe give it a bit of delay. And just like that, sounds decent. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about the loop kit. If you do make your funk and you want a great place to start without having to make your own melodies, the loop kit will be your best friend. Comes with 15 different loops. Each loop has its own MIDI and stems attached to it. As you might have noticed, it has a whole lot of different BPMs here. We tried to go through different types of funk subgenres in here to try and touch most bases. And as you can see there as well, the key is on there as well, so you know which key it's in. You can use the loops as a whole as they are, or you can just use certain stems. Say if you're not feeling the vocal in that one, just simply use the stems instead. And as I said, each one of them comes with the MIDI, so you know what that means. You can throw the MIDI into the VST we provided as well if you want to switch out the sound but keep the melody. So drag this MIDI into the VST. Just like that, you got a new sound for it. If you don't want the typical cowbell feel of like a funk track, or if you're not even making a funk track, this works in loads of different subgenres of hip hop as well, like trap. So going back to what I said at the start of the video, you can use this VST not just for funk. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing for funk, but as you can see right here as well, it'll be useful for making like trap drill beats as well. We actually gave this VST out to a couple of our producer friends as well, pre-release, just to see what they would do with it. So here's a few demos from them.
Came to the light, that's where the light goes.
So if you used to go over to my website right now, you will see that it is £24. We think you get loads of value for that price point. As usual, we try to keep the price as cheap as possible so people can afford it. There's a ton in here you can sift through, plus the added bonus of adding your own sounds to this as well. Big shouts out to Era, Razor, and the beta testers / demo makers, Hayes and X and O, as well as everybody else that's tried out this VST before it was released. Big shouts out to you as well for making it to the end of this video and also supporting us on our VST journey. I've been Dixon. Be safe, be productive, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.